Hey now, it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM, and while Eric Cornish is on vacation, I am here with my replacement tag team partner in podcasting. Say hello, Steve.
Hey guys, it's Steve. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
We're all out of bubblegum. This is going to be one of those sadder episodes of the Enhancement talent, I feel like. The world of wrestling was rocked late Thursday night. I think the world found out on Friday, though, yeah. Friday afternoon, yes. That Hot Rod, Roddy Piper, has passed away. I believe 61 years old.
61, yes.
He had a heart attack, but was dealing with, Hodgkin's, and he had cancer, and I guess not. Well, I never realized he was in poor health. I didn't even realize that he had the cancer, or didn't have a fit heart or whatever. So this one, I felt like came like a surprise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Roddy Piper, I feel like, was a guy who did give a lot to wrestling and definitely changed wrestling. When he was done with it, it was not the same as when he started getting his hands on it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this, Steve.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite memories of Roddy Piper?
His crazy promos that he could cut. I mean, he made you believe that he was crazy and would do anything.
He was a guy who, especially in that rock and wrestling era,
yes.
Who was known for his mic work as opposed to his in-ring ability.
Yes.
His in-ring wasn't bad, but he wasn't of legendary status because of that. He cut a promo like no one else in wrestling did at the time, and that will be his impact, I feel like.
It will.
That will be what he is remembered for. Now, let's also not forget some of the things that he did. I mean, first of all, WrestleMania 1 was built on his back as much as it was Hulk Hogan's.
Oh, yeah.
And what WrestleMania 1 did changed the industry forever. I know for me personally, I didn't start watching wrestling until 1994. So Roddy Piper, my first memories of him, not my most vivid, but my first memories of the Hot Rod were when do you remember when Vader laid out Gorilla Monsoon, who was the then president of the company, and Roddy Piper kind of came in to fill in for him?
Yes.
Those were my first memories of Roddy Piper, and even then you could just tell he was a little nutty and a little crazy. And he went on to have that match that culminated with Goldust at WrestleMania 12, which, when you watch WrestleMania 12, is a unique segment to watch. It kind of lasts throughout the course of the show, and it winds up with Goldust in like a negligee or some sort of bustier or whatever he's wearing. But a lot of fun watching that match.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about the Hot Rod?
My earliest live memory is of him painting himself half black in a feud with Bad News Brown.
That's right.
Just another cement block in the crazy wall. And
I feel like that was kind of like, it was around the 90s, the mid-90s, like when he would come back. He started to become like a parody of himself.
Yes.
Like if you watch the later Piper's Pit, they didn't have the impact that those early Piper's Pit did.
No.
Because when Piper was doing those things, there was so little other segments like that. Like you had the Body Shop. This is before the Barber Shop.
Yeah.
But an interview segment dedicated solely to getting a feud over was few and far between. Yes. There was the Coconut with Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
I remember all those Piper Pit things, and those were awesome. Yeah. I even got to see a Piper's Pit live at a SmackDown in Baltimore that I went to one time.
Okay.
This was like right before the feud with Zach Gallen. Do you remember Roddy Piper teamed with Mark Jindrak? He kind of seconded Mark Jindrak.
Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare. Is that who it was?
Yes.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
I always mix them up. I apologize for that. It was right around that time I got to see a real Piper's Pit in person, which was cool.
Yeah.
Spent some time in WCW, although I don't feel anything he did touched anything he did in WWF.
Oh, no.
Where does he rank among the best talkers of all time, Steve?
He's definitely up there. Best talkers, I would put him in the top 10.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe even... Yeah, top 10 sounds right.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that if he would have ended his career earlier and he kind of became that crazy rambling old man. Have you watched Legends House?
I have not.
On the network?
No.
He's kind of like, you don't get the impression that he's just like totally all the way there all the time. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And everybody who has stepped in the ring with Roddy Piper has memories of him, whether they be drinking after the matches or what he did to get those matches over. A beloved member of the wrestling community passed away this weekend. So I guess we can raise our glass one time to the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. thank you so much for all of your contributions to wrestling. And of course, we'll be back on Thursday. You're going to join me again Thursday, right?
I'll be back Thursday.
All right, cool. So stay tuned for another episode of the Enhancement Talent. Eric will be back next week. Until then, you're stuck with us, the Rob, of course, my friend
Steve.
We'll see you.
Thanks, guys.